to another episode of Drive for Success. And we are excited to have you with us today. It gives me the pleasure to bring the team from Parks Automotive to you. As you know, Parks spans multiple states. They've got multiple locations, and these guys, they are the professionals. They're the pros when it comes to fleet. They're the pros at understanding how to navigate the current situation that we're in. So I wanted to reach out to these guys today and really kind of give them the opportunity for those of you who are watching that are trying to figure out, what do? I just want to buy trucks. How do I do it? I've got the guys on board here that can walk us through how you do it, why to do it, and a little bit about their program. I'll start with Mike. Mike has a very unique background in fleet management and working at a dealership. Mike, kind of give me your feedback on what are you seeing in the marketplace right now when it comes to being a customer. Let's say that I'm a small fleet of 30 or less units. And if I'm looking to buy vehicles and I typically wait till the end of the year, what would your suggestion be for somebody that typically operates in that capacity?
I would say this year, more than others in the past, order them and order them now.
Okay.
The market is so thin on inventory without a real solution in sight. Really the only way to be assured at this point that you might get something is to go ahead and factory order it.
So is what you're saying that if I want to guarantee or come as close to guaranteeing that I get vehicles as possible, the way to do this year for 2021 is to place an order. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And there are huge advantages to ordering because you get exactly what you want, not what just is sitting on the ground.
Oh, have you had some experience, or do you have customers? I'll ask you, Rick, have you had some customers that have had some experience with wanting a vehicle and it may not be available? Maybe they have to give in and take what's available. Is that something that you've seen?
Oh, every day.
Every day.
Every day we have customers that come in and say, I need this vehicle. This is what I always use. And there's not any. So then he either has to buy a more expensive vehicle, a larger vehicle than he needs because there's not any. Even diesel heavy duty trucks.
Yeah.
You know, there's none of those. So he may have to go to a gas truck, which won't really do the job he needs to do. So, but it's every day we see this.
So I'm assuming that you're of the same opinion of Mike, that you've seen a order strategy be the right strategy?
I tell every customer I'm talking to, which is every day, get me the numbers of the vehicles you need, because if we do not order them early, as soon as the order bank opens, we most likely will not get them, and you won't have trucks.
Boy, that's okay. Huge. Ray, any idea when the order banks open and what we should do to prepare for when that happens? How do we prepare, and what's the process like?
Shane, we got a real short window of opportunity here. It looks like the order banks are going to probably open the first or second week in August, and they're probably going to be open for a very, very short period of time. And the smart thing to do is to get with one of your experts, one of our team members, for example, and let us evaluate your fleet and see where we can help you with that process. Order early and order often.
Okay, so I've heard now both you and Sam and Rick have all said that there's a short window, and talking about the need to place the order early because there's a short window. Rick, what are you expecting as far as that window? What are you hearing from your sources and discussion in the marketplace as far as an expected window to be open?
Well, the normal order bank windows are open months, and we're expecting days instead of months.
No kidding.
So it's going to be extremely important to have your order ready when it opens.
So this is almost a urgent scenario, I guess you would say, that they need to be.
Absolutely urgent this year.
I know that a lot of fleets wait and get vehicles at the end of the year to take advantage of tax credits and things like that. For those guys that normally wait at the end of the year, Mike, what would you recommend for those guys?
I would recommend get with your accountant now. rather than waiting to the end of the year, because at the end of the year, you're not going to be able, you probably won't be able to get anything. So go ahead and pre-plan for this.
Okay, all right, I like that. And so one thing that I learned about you guys is I learned that you guys have, I guess, a fleet management and cycling program, and that's something that not many dealers have, but it is something that Parks does. I'd love for you guys to tell me a little bit about the program. Rick, what can you tell me about that program that you guys offer? I guess that would help someone get through a problem like this. Is that right?
Well, the cycling program, in essence, we manage the customer's fleet. We can show him how to save money by keeping his fleet new and turning them over at the right proper time. He saves money on expenses and maintenance. He also saves money because the truck's more, or vehicle's worth more money when we cycle it. And we also, as we're ordering vehicles constantly, according to when they roll off of his cycle plan, then we always have his vehicles on order. So he doesn't come up and say, I need vehicles, and there's not any. Because we are managing his fleet and we're ordering his vehicles according to when he needs them.
Oh, okay. All right. So if cycling is the strategy that you're talking about in that program, I read somewhere that there's not a lot of inventory right now. And it looks like, I guess, if today's new inventory is tomorrow's used, and there's not much new inventory now, what does that mean for the vehicles in the next couple of years? Are you seeing anything that maybe suggests that used vehicle prices are higher than normal? Are people making more on their used vehicles when they trade them in? Ray, are you seeing things like that?
Yeah, they're seeing it nationwide, Shane. The used car market has just kind of boomed since all this pandemic and everything we've been wrestling with. But I've been kind of listening to the conversation, and I think, you know, one of the big things that we bring to the game that other competitors do not bring to the game is we do our best to make it easy for you. We make that whole buying process and management process easy because we kind of blend them together. Okay. So it just gives you a distinct advantage in the marketplace, and it's something that will probably help you in some of the darker times that we're facing here in the near future.
Well, I like that idea of making the buying process easy. That sometimes can feel like a pain. And then, but you mentioned the management. Are you talking about like the daily management of my fleet? If I'm a fleet owner, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, we can do that as well. So it's kind of like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of a blended program. We help you with the cycling process as far as vehicle acquisition and helping you get rid of those vehicles when the time comes. But we also can help you manage your fleet with respect to maintenance and repair programs. And again, the whole objective is to make it easy because you get to leverage our expertise throughout the program, whether it's acquisition or whether it's managed care for your vehicles.
So are you saying that I would need to let you know when it's time to cycle, and then if I let you know when it's time to cycle, then you help me buy a new one? Is that pretty much what you're saying, or is it deeper than that?
Well, it's a little deeper than that. What I'd like to do, for example, I'd like to get a list of your fleet, you know, by vehicle type and vehicle identification number. And what we do is we evaluate the status of the fleet, basically. And we can help you based on the value in the market. It's time to get rid of this vehicle. It's not time to get rid of this other vehicle. So we can help you identify specifically the vehicles that you would be wise to cycle out the program and cycle a new vehicle in their place.
And Mike, you know, we're talking about these the resale market and used vehicles. What are you seeing? Let's say that I've had a truck for 2 years, maybe 25, 30,000 miles. What are you seeing if I were to trade that in? Are the numbers, are they higher than normal? What's the expectation on something like that?
It's very possible right now that you can sell a 2-year-old truck for more than you would pay for a factory ordered new one.
Wait a minute. You're saying that it's possible that I could trade in my truck that I've had for 2 years and get more money than I paid for it right now?
Yes.
Yeah. That seems to strengthen the idea of the cycling that you're talking about.
Absolutely.
So you're saying that right now is probably the perfect time to cycle my vehicles.
It absolutely is. From our opinion, yeah. If the vehicles in the right mileage, the right condition, the right age, yeah. But that's what we do. That's what we help you determine.
I'll talking about residual values and the way depreciation works. And so, Evan, I guess what we're saying here is there's much more to do with buying a vehicle than just the price. Seems like there's some more pieces to the puzzle. What do you see when you go out and talk to customers? What do you talk about with them to let them see that?
Yeah. The common thing I would say when talking about just how you manage your fleet and how you buy is, a lot of people like to drive their vehicles. If they're going to buy a vehicle, they like to get the most out of it in their mind. So you hear the term "drive it till the wheels fall off."
Yes.
And and the goal that I try to, to bring to their attention is just let's really look at, are you getting the most out of it? Because, when the vehicle hits a certain mileage, you start to lose some fuel economy. You start to accrue more maintenance cost. And then, as you guys have already mentioned, the resale value, the longer you have it, the more wear and tear you put on it just decreases. So again, it's finding that sweet spot to where, you're not losing on it. You're not spending more than you intend to. And, you can actually own a new vehicle that has less, more life in it than just driving that used vehicle till the wheels fall off. But there's more to it.
It sounds like what you're saying there, Evan, is it may cost me less to stay in a new vehicle than it does to drive on with no payment for a long time. Is that really what you're saying?
Yeah. When you break it down, depending on that mileage, depending on, what may be going on with that vehicle, if you manage it the right way, that's exactly what we're saying.
Mike, if I want to reach out and talk to someone at Parks regarding this program, do you guys have somebody that specializes in this cycling and management program? Is there somebody that I should call, or what should I do?
Funny you would ask. Yes, we do, and that's me.
Oh,
My
okay.
sole role here is to help fleets who haven't really had the either time or mindset to manage their fleet, who are realizing in this environment that they need help. My job is to help them.
That's interesting, because I just don't find many dealerships that have a specialist when it comes to cycling and fleet management. So that's really cool that you guys have that. Hey, listen, if you're looking for vehicles, if you're looking for somebody to make your job easier, if you want somebody to focus on the fleet so you can focus on the business, it sounds like these guys at Parks Automotive have got you covered. I would sound like Mike may be the first source there to get started. So listen, we're excited for you guys to learn a little bit about what's happening in the industry. We want you to catch us on the next episode of Drive for Success. Thanks, guys at Parks Automotive. We look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.